we'll continue with the topic. In the previous video, I have told with we had dealt with meningitis. Now we'll start with the next topic, that is convulsions. So convulsions, it is also known as seizure. So what is convulsions? So convulsions, it is usually forceful involuntary contraction and relaxation of the voluntary muscles. So it is the forceful contraction and relaxation of the voluntary muscles. Okay, it is the forceful contraction and relaxation of the voluntary muscles. So this is usually a series of forceful involuntary contractions and relaxation of the voluntary muscles. Okay, so that is usually convulsions. Understood what the convulsion? It is also known as seizures. So this is usually a series of forceful involuntary contraction of the contraction and relaxation of the voluntary muscles. Okay, contraction and relaxation of the voluntary muscles. So that is usually about this thing. So next we'll see what are the causes of this. So causes, it is mainly divided into three: prenatal factors, postnatal factors and antenatal factors. Perinatal factors. It is usually divided into antenatal factors, perinatal factors and postnatal factors. So when we talk about this causes, it is mainly divided into antenatal, perinatal and postnatal. So when we are talking about antenatal factors, okay, when we are talking about antenatal factors, it might be due to if there is any the mother was suffering from any jaundice, or due to any genetic predisposition, or congenital structure abnormalities. Okay, congenital structure abnormalities. In antenatal factors, it might be due to jaundice, congenital structure abnormalities, or in case of genetic predisposition. Okay, so this is usually the antenatal causes. Okay, this is usually the antenatal causes. Antenatal causes, it might be due to genetic predisposition, or it can be due to congenital structure abnormalities, or in case of jaundice. And when we talk about this perinatal factors, okay, when we are talking about this perinatal factors, it might be due to any trauma, head injury, trauma, infection, prematurity or hypoxia. Okay, it can be due to, so perinatal factors, it can be due to trauma, prematurity, hypoxia, or in case of infection. Okay, prematurity, hypoxia or infection. So that is usually about this perinatal factors. So perinatal factors, it might be due to any trauma, infection, prematurity, or in case of hypoxia. So when we talk about this postnatal factors, okay, when we talk about this postnatal factors, so this can be due to any primary infection to central nervous system. Okay, it can be due to any infection to the central nervous system. Okay, if there is any infection to the central nervous system, or if there is any encephalopathy. Okay, if there is any encephalopathy, that is due to any infection or toxin. Okay, it might be due to any infection or toxin. Okay, if there is due to encephalopathy. Next, it might be if there is any head injury. Okay, if there is any head injury. So these are usually the postnatal causes. So that factors, that is mainly includes if there is any infection to the if there is any infection in the central nervous system, encephalopathy, or in case of head injury. So these are usually the causes of convulsions. The causes of convulsions, it is mainly it is includes it might be in case of divided into antenatal, postnatal or perinatal. In case of antenatal, it might be due to jaundice, congenital structure abnormalities, or in case of genetic predisposition. In case of perinatal factors, it might be due to trauma, infection, any prematurity or hypoxia. In case of postnatal factors, it might be if there is any due to any infection to the central nervous system, encephalopathy or head injury. So these are usually the causes of convulsions. So next is classification. So classification, it is mainly classified into three: partial seizures, simple partial seizures, or generalized seizures. So there is this types of this is classified into three: simple seizures, partial seizures, simple partial seizures, or generalized seizures. So when we talk about this partial seizures, okay, when we talk about this partial seizures, so partial seizures, it is result from any abnormal electrical activities. It is usually electrical discharges in the circumscribed portion of the brain. Okay, if there is any abnormal electrical activity in the brain, okay, if there is any abnormal electrical activity in the brain, can lead to this partial seizures. Okay, can lead to this partial seizures if there is any abnormal electrical activity in the portion of the brain, okay, in the portion of the brain. So that is usually partial seizures. And like simple partial seizures, so simple partial seizures, it does not involve, and like it is usually a type of focal seizures, okay, it is usually a type of focal seizures, does not involve any change of consciousness, okay, it does not involve any change of consciousness. So that is usually about this. So mainly that will be a sign of excessive electrical discharge, okay, it might be a sign of excessive electrical discharge. So that is simple partial seizures. It usually a type of focal seizures which does not cause any, it does not involve any change, okay, it does not involve any change of consciousness, but it is usually a signs of abnormal electrical discharge, okay, it is usually a sign of abnormal electrical discharge. So that is usually there. Next is generalized seizures. So generalized seizures, it usually clinical observations can be seen, okay, clinical observation can be seen where it can be seen in both hemisphere, okay, where it can, abnormalities can be seen in both hemisphere, okay, abnormalities can be seen in both hemispheres. So that is usually about this types of seizures: partial seizures, simple partial seizures, and generalized seizures. So partial seizures, in this usually there will be abnormal electrical activity in the, there will be abnormal electrical activity in the brain. And simple seizures, simple partial seizures is the focal type of seizures where like it is usually a sign of abnormal electrical activity. And in case of generalized seizures, okay, in case of generalized seizures, so that is usually there will be onset will be seen appeared, okay, onset will be appeared when there is clinical observation can also be found. This usually indicates that it is usually seen in both hemisphere, okay, it is usually seen in both hemisphere, okay. So that is usually about this different types of classification of convulsions. Then clinical symptoms. So what are the clinical symptoms of this convulsion? So clinical symptoms of this convulsions, it usually includes is that there will be gastric upset, okay, there will be gastric upset, okay, there will be gastric upset, and also they will be having like buzzing in the ear, okay, they will be having buzzing sound in the ear, or also they will be having a bad odor, okay, also they will be having a bad odor. So that is gastric upset will be there, there will be buzzing sound near the ear, and as well as they will be having a bad odor. So that is usually there. And there will be jerky movements in the mouth and face, okay, they will be having jerky movements in the mouth and face, okay, they will be having jerky movements in the mouth and face. So that is usually there. Next is usually what happened, the movements which is there should be repeated continuously, the movements which they will be showing, it will be repeated continuously, okay, it will be repeated continuously. So that is usually there. And this convulsions will be last for 25 minutes to 30 minutes, okay, this might last from 25 minutes to 30 minutes, okay. That is usually about this clinical symptoms of this convulsions. What are the clinical symptoms? So that is usually buzzing sound near the ear, bad odor will be there, the movements will be repeated, and also this is usually jerky movements will be seen in the mouth and face, gastric upset can be there, and this usually lasts for 25 to 30 minutes, okay. This will be last for 25 to 30 minutes, okay. So that is usually there. Next is diagnostic evaluation. So diagnostic evaluation, mainly we have to go with history collection, okay. As you all know that causes, it may be seen in the antenatal, perinatal as well as postnatal. So therefore we have to check for if the mother was suffering from any kind of infection during her pregnancy, and how was the delivery conducted, like any infection was there after delivery also. So all these factors should be collected, all these factors or necessary information should be collected from the mother. Then we have to go with physical and neurological examination, okay, we have to go with physical and neurological examination should be done. EEG should be done, electroencephalogram should be monitored, blood count should be assessed, CSF fluid should be checked if there is any infection or not. Then we have to go with checking this calcium and other blood studies, okay, calcium and other blood studies should be done, lumbar puncture test should be done, CT scan and MRI scan should be done, okay, CT scan and MRI scan should be done, okay. These are usually the diagnostic evaluation that we do in case of convulsions. What are the diagnostic evaluation that we go? So diagnostic evaluation that we usually see, it is that history should be collected, like we have to check for the factors which is causing this convulsion during, it has been any infection was there in the mother during antenatal, prenatal as well as postnatal. Then EEG should be monitored, physical and neurological examination should be done, blood studies should be done, CSF fluid should be assessed, lumbar puncture test should be done, and then we have to go with this one, CT scan and MRI scan. So these are usually the things that is usually done in case of convulsions. So next is management. So management, mainly we go with anticonvulsant drugs, okay, we have to go with giving anticonvulsive drugs so that it can they can function normally, okay, so that they can function normally. So that is usually about this management, that is we go with anticonvulsant agents. Okay, it should be an anticonvulsion agent. And then the drugs which is given, it should not be immediately stopped, but they should be stopped gradually. Once the function is normal, okay, once the function is normal, the drug should not be immediately stopped. Okay, the drug should not be immediately stopped. So this should be gradually reduced, and it should be reduced till 2 weeks. Okay, it should be reduced till 2 weeks. So the common anticonvulsant drugs that we give, it is mainly, it is usually like based on the classification of the seizures. Okay, it is given mainly based on the classification of the seizures. So mainly they use, it is carbamazepine, phenytoin, valproic acid and Cerebrix. Okay, so the common drugs that we use, that is anticonvulsant drugs that we use, it is carbamazepine, phenytoin, Cerebrix as well as valproic acid. Okay, these are the common drugs that is usually used for reducing this convulsions. So that is usually about this thing. So like phenobarbital, phenytoin, and in few cases we go with giving them diazepam also. Okay, in few cases we go with giving them diazepam. It is usually given intravenously, or it is usually given intravenously, and it should be given very slowly. Okay, this diazepam, when it is given, it should be given very slowly, and this is given mainly because if it is given very fastly, it causes apnea and cardiac arrest. Okay, it can cause apnea and cardiac arrest, so therefore it should be given slowly. Okay, it should be given slowly. So that is usually about this thing. So that is mainly about this thing. And then in case of phenytoin, so this is usually we have to, when we are giving this, we have to assess for the side effects. Okay, when we are giving this phenytoin, we have to assess for the side effects. Okay, these are usually about this convulsions. So convulsions, it is nothing but a series of involuntary movement, involuntary contraction and relaxation of the contraction, relaxation of like it is usually the contraction and relaxation of the muscle. So normally voluntary muscles. Okay, it is the contraction, relaxation of the involuntary contraction, relaxation of the voluntary muscles. It is classified into 3: partial seizures, simple partial seizures and generalized seizures. So this is about this convulsions.